Okay, guys, so I am back, and then for this segment, I wanted to talk about some things that were happening in the 2020 election race this week, because a couple of big events happened. So, as you know, there are a lot of candidates in the Democratic Party that are hoping to win the candidacy for the Democratic Party for the 2020 election, and so a lot of stuff happened this week. So, Mayor Bill de Blasio of New York has ended his candidacy because he has decided to end it because it wasn't really going too much anywhere towards the qualification deadline for the October debate, and it was growing very unlikely that he would be able to do it, and so he's ending his campaign to continue being mayor of New York City. And then Senator Elizabeth Warren of Massachusetts received the endorsement of the Working Families Party, which is a group that endorsed Senator Sanders during the first presidential cycle. She also released an anti-corruption plan, which would sort of targeted at President Trump, which would make it illegal for elected officials to not release their tax returns. And it would strengthen a lot of requirements for federal judges, which I thought sounded very interesting and potentially controversial. And she also seems to be attacking corruption a lot this week. She delivered a speech talking about the Triangle Shirtwaist Factory fire of 1911, while she was talking about attacking corruption and invoking women's power to bring about change in America. And then people are again calling for a lot of impeachment for Brett Kavanaugh, who is one of the Supreme Court judges that had a lot of controversy recently when he was appointed. And so people are still fighting to get him impeached. Former Representative Beto O'Rourke released a plan this week to legalize marijuana and to regulate it like alcohol, which just seems really weird and also controversial again. And all of the candidates seem to be releasing a bunch of laws and potential plans for laws this week to further their campaigns. And yeah, so a lot is happening in the 2020 race, but I feel like it's sort of taken a bit of a lull now, rather than because it's nowhere near any of the debates. It seems like a lot of the candidates are still going, but news sources aren't really reporting on a lot of it unless you go looking for things like this, because it's really not people's primary concern right now since it's not a big issue. Yeah, so it seems like things are still very much going on. We just aren't hearing as much about them. And then so yeah, I will head you guys back to music.
See each other, and then I came out, mommy moved me down south.